and welcome back to Just Me, Jessie P. So I hope everyone is doing well. I would like to say thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are at over 500 subscribers. We'll probably be at over 600 subscribers by the time you guys see this. I want to say that I didn't expect this amount of growth, especially so fast. And so for you guys just subscribing, liking, engaging in the channel and really watching the videos and viewing them and watching them in completion, and I really appreciate that. I really do. It really motivates me to get up and get in front of this camera. And even though, without all of that, I thoroughly enjoy doing it. So I probably would be doing it anyway. But you guys believing in me and really like trusting the vision, it makes it so much better. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of my subscribers and everything that you guys have done for this channel. Alrighty, and so with that being said, today we have another Dear Jessie. I really appreciate everyone for continuing to write in. I really appreciate that. For today's Dear Jessie. Absent father wonders about the fate of mother and child. Dear Jessie, almost 50 years ago, I got a girl pregnant. She left the state and 2 years later sent me a letter and a picture of the cutest baby girl, mine. Her letter ripped me apart. I admit I was a terrible person and deserved everything she wrote. Now that I am up in years, I would like to know about her and the child. I have thought about the baby often throughout the years. I don't want back into her life, but I would certainly like to see her. I have been thinking about hiring a private investigator to find her whereabouts. Your thoughts on this? Anonymous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to make sure that I continue to say that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody, for writing in, and I really appreciate this. So, for today's Dear Jessie, so the gist of the story is that just basically he is a 50-year-old man, and back in his younger years, he got a woman pregnant. She reached out, gave him the picture. Doesn't seem like he immediately got involved, but now he wants to get involved in his daughter's life. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think definitely the desire, at least, to be involved in your child's life is a natural desire. And I feel like you wanting to do that is good. Now, yeah, I think it would have been a little better if you would have if this would have came upon you immediately, right? As soon as you would have saw the child's picture, it would have drawn you to want to build a relationship with your daughter. I think that would have made it a lot better. But hindsight is 2020. Of course, it's easy to say now that that would have been the best approach, but I'm sure in that time, I don't know if you were dealing with something or something was going on, but it was preventing you from taking care of your kids. Now I do want to say, from a parent's perspective, I don't see anything, and this goes to not only this father that wasn't able to be in his child's life, but any father that's absent, especially if you're absent by choice and the lady isn't like taking the baby away from you or have any type of restraining order against you. It's hard for me to even fathom the thought of just willingly choosing not to be a part of my child's life. Like that's always been difficult for me to understand. Even before I had my first child, I just didn't understand how someone could just willingly walk away from a child. As the father, how can you just walk away? Because no matter what happened between you and the mom, the child is the end result of the situation. The child is innocent, right? Then this is your flesh and blood, your child. And for you to not have that initial feeling to want to reach out and want to engage and want to be a part and build a relationship and be a part of your child's life, that to me has always just been something that I could never fathom. I really don't understand how somebody could do that, live a life and really go out and like start to build your life, and you know that you have a seed out there that you're not taking care of. I just feel like as a parent, your number one responsibility is going to be taking care of your child. And I feel like nothing else in your life would even feel fulfilling. Like nothing else in your life would even fulfill you if your child isn't first and foremost taken care of, right? So it's almost like, how can I go out here in this world and be successful if I'm not taking care of home first, right? And so with you, and even though your child really didn't live in the home with you, I feel like you as a parent who is not involved with her mom, I feel like you should have still wanted or longed for that relationship. Now, it seems like now that you're in your 50s, you're starting to kind of see it a little clearer now, and you do want to be a part. And better late than never. You know what I'm saying? We want to clap it up for anybody, you know, life happens and we make mistakes in life, and God is going to forgive you, right? And this was a mistake that you did make, not reaching out initially or not trying to get involved in every way that you could initially when she sent you the picture, was a mistake, right? That was a mistake. And I feel like that's going to be a conversation that you should be prepared to have as soon as you finally get in contact with your daughter, because I'm sure now, if that happened years ago, I'm sure that now she's older and now she, she knows that you've been absent all these years, and I'm sure her first question is going to be, why? What was more important than me? Why could you not have stepped up? And I don't think that you blaming the relationship that you have with her mom, the only parent that she knows, the only parent that she really loves and has a connection with, and so you already know she doesn't want to hear anything negative about her mom. So if that's the route that you plan to take, it would be to combat why you haven't been around with, because me and your mom's relationship wasn't the way that I wanted it to be. I don't think that's even going to be a good enough reason for an adult child, right? Because she's grown now, so she knows how life is. She's starting to experience life, but she also knows what sacrifice is, right? And how you sacrifice your time and your money and your energy for things that are most important to you. And seeing that you did not make that sacrifice for her, I'm sure she's going to want to know why and what was more important than me. What stopped you from building this relationship, and why would you allow that to stop you from building this relationship? So, I say that yes, you should reach out. It's well overdue. You know what I mean? You should definitely reach out. You should go in with it actually very apologetically, because it was she was your responsibility, not you her responsibility, right? She is the child, you are the father. You should definitely reach out. You shouldn't let another day go by without you reaching out. You should see if there's anything that you can do, or anything that she needs help with, any way that you can help her. I think that even if you do try to offer help initially, I'm sure she won't take it, because um you haven't been dependable. You haven't been someone that she can depend on, she can lean on, she can trust. And especially when it comes to a father daughter relationship, right? Father daughter relationships are so important. Like, the first man that you fall in love with is your father, right? And that sets the tone for every other man that you entertain afterwards. So, that father daughter relationship is very, very, very big and very, very, very important for a child, or a young girl who is trying to grow up and find her way in this world, and especially once you start to date. You know what I'm saying? And so think about all of the things that you have missed out on, because or all of the situations that she's had to walk in unprepared, because you weren't there to prepare her, right? And so I'm sure there's a lot of resentment there on her end. I'm sure it might be a lot of hurt there on her end, and rightfully so, as just a normal human. rightfully so. I can only imagine if that was me. I had a fantastic father. I really couldn't have asked for a better dad the way that my father showed up for me, and really set the tone on what to look for in a man. Like, I'm forever grateful for what he did. And not because, I'm saying, granted, my daddy is flawed just like everybody else. So I'm not going to just say, like, oh, he was the perfect guy and he just did everything spotless. But even in his imperfections, the way that he was consistent and he was dependable and he showed up and he provided discipline and stability. And when he wasn't there, his presence was his absence was felt, even in those, him being at work or just the moments that he wasn't in the house. Like, his absence was felt. Those are big things. I'm forever grateful that I was able to witness watching a man in my home every day, because that groomed me for being a wife now. You know what I'm saying? I know what to expect. And I'm not going to say I know what to expect from every man and blah, 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 but I know what to expect from the man, how I want the man to treat me. You know what I'm So, being in a situation where that isn't provided and where you don't see that and where that isn't happening, I can only imagine the void of a child, a young girl would feel. You know what I'm saying? And then once you do start dating, and then you do have to learn, meaning it's a little boy at your school that you're giving all of this responsibility to, as the father, it's you allowing this little boy to do this, because you are relinquishing him control over your daughter to teach her how men are supposed to treat her. You are relinquishing this control to a child, another child that's her age, because you are absent in her life. So now the first guy who she encounters is going to show her the ropes. And that might not be the way that you envisioned it to be. That's why father daughter relationships are so important. So, I feel like since you have been absent all of this time, of course, it's making up that you have to do. And with all of that I just said, it's you don't even have the years left to really make up the time, right? But or make up in any of those ways, because a lot of her firsts have already happened. So you can't even teach in that way. But what I will say is, I do believe that it is valuable, it is important, and it is very necessary that at your earliest convenience, you reach out to her and you try to mend that relationship and you try to build or create, really, because you guys don't have one. You're going to have to find her, and I feel like you should definitely create that relationship, and don't go into it with any excuses, right? Just go into it once that initial conversation, once you initiate that initial conversation, I think that you should start it off with, I am sorry. I apologize. What I know I should have done X, Y, and Z. I know I should have shown up in this way and I didn't. And I failed you. And for that, I am sorry. And I know that sorry won't fix everything that I did in that hurt you in your past. You know what I'm saying? Sorry will never fix it. But I want to start from this day forward creating and building a relationship with you. This is my number one priority. I want to make sure that before I leave this earth, that me and you are on a have a better relationship, right? That's my number one priority as your father. And I know that I've gotten it wrong year after year after year after year after year in the past, but I'm showing up now and I'm here and I'm available. And if she does not respond initially, if initially it takes her a little time to come around, let her know you will stay here and you will wait. And you will be consistent and you will be dependable and you will reach out over and over and over and over again until she is ready, because you were the one that was in the wrong for just walking out and leaving her for all of these years and not even coming back to wrap your arms around your little girl. You were the one in the wrong. So now you are willing to do whatever it takes, whatever she asks you to make it right. Now, I pray that your daughter has already got the healing that she needs, and that she is living a life, which I'm sure she is, and she is living a life for her. And she's probably started her own family and she's doing her own thing, so she probably doesn't even care about why or what's going on. She's probably healed and whole, and her past is her past, and she's looking forward to her future. Prayerfully, that's the mindset of your daughter. And so once you go back to her, maybe her question won't be why. Maybe she'll just let you come back in, and she'll just, well, not come back in, but she will allow you to create a relationship with her for you guys to build, and you guys could just learn each other. But I'm telling you now, you need to be very delicate with this approach to coming back, entering into your adult child's life after you've been absent for so long, because fathers and are so important when it comes to raising daughters. Your father sets the standard. And with you not being in your child's life and you not setting that standard for her, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure her mother did a fantastic job without you, but with you not being there to set that standard for her, if I was her, my main question would be, why were you not there? And what was more important to you than setting that standard for me, than making sure that I am set up for success? What else was more important to you? I think that you should really think deeply about the answers to the questions that she's going to have. You know what I'm saying? Even before you walk into it. And once she start answering those questions, I think you need to start it off the relationship being open and honest. And I also believe that after you guys leave that table from that initial conversation, you have to show up and be super dependable, be listening, be very just approachable. Anything, if even when she wants to randomly call you and just lash out because she feels like she wasn't prepared for certain things in life because of your absence, right? And there's going to be times you should expect that. That's normal for her to feel like because of your absence, she wasn't prepared for things in life because you didn't prepare her. But I think that once she does come to you, and if she does come ranting days about that, you need to just be a listening ear or a punching bag or whatever that she needs for you. That's what you need to do. You need to just be available for whatever she needs for the rest of your life, because you haven't been in the past, right? And so you're not in the position, you haven't built a relationship, so you're not in the position to go into her life and try to discipline or correct or try to give advice or anything like that. You're just at the point of trying to create and establish a relationship with your daughter. Don't go in trying to father her, because you haven't been a father thus far. So you need to just go in and just try to create a relationship genuinely, right? And just be open and honest and all ears and very prayerful. I think that you and her should even start the conversation, if you could, with a prayer, because I can just only imagine how tough that conversation is. So I really do wish you guys the best of luck. Pray that you guys can get to a space to where she forgets all about the past and you guys just have enjoy the rest of your lives together. Thank you for writing in. Yes, and that concludes another episode of Just Me, Jessie P.